Look, Istio is a total game changer for microservices. But let's be real, it can feel like you're trying to navigate a giant, complicated maze. So today, we're going to talk about the who, the expert guides who can help you find your way through all that complexity and really unlock Istio's true power.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question that might hit a little close to home for some of you. You went all in on microservices, right? For the speed, the agility, the scale. But now, are you finding yourself kind of tangled up in a web that's more complex than it is valuable? Yeah, it's a super common problem, and it's the perfect setup for what we're talking about today.
So, just to make sure we're all starting from the same place, what exactly is Istio? The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's the traffic controller, the security guard, and the lead detective for all of your microservices. It's a service mesh that handles how all the different little pieces of your application talk to each other, which in the end makes your whole system way more reliable, secure, and, actually understandable.
But, and this is a really big but, getting all that power up and running isn't exactly a walk in the park. Which brings us right to the heart of the matter, the Istio challenge.
So why is this so tough? Well, Istio is definitely not a set it and forget it kind of tool. To do it right, you need a seriously high level of expertise. The execution has to be incredibly precise, and once it's in production, it needs constant care and feeding. For a lot of companies, trying to build and keep a dedicated in-house team of Istio experts just isn't realistic.
So if going it alone is such a huge hurdle, what's the answer? It really comes down to finding an expert guide, a partner who's already been through that maze, knows all the shortcuts and all the traps, and can lead you straight to success. Okay, but how do you pick the right guide? You need a checklist. You've got to look for deep, real-world industry knowledge. You want to see official certifications. That's proof they've got the skills. You absolutely need to see a track record of proven client success. And here's a big one. You want a partner who's active in the open source community, contributing and innovating. That tells you they're at the cutting edge.
So, with those criteria in mind, we've done the homework for you and boiled it down to a curated list. So, let's meet the top 5 firms killing it in the Istio space right now. Kicking things off at number 1, we've got InfraCloud Technologies. Now, they've really earned this top spot. Their whole world is cloud native, and as you're about to see, they've got some serious credentials to back that up. Okay, so the detail you really need to focus on here is their official recognition by Istio as a professional service provider. That's not just marketing fluff. It's a massive stamp of approval from the project itself. It means they're the real deal. And just look at their client list. JP Morgan, Mercedes-Benz, these are huge companies trusting them with mission-critical systems. That tells you everything you need to know about their ability to handle complexity.
All right, moving on to number 2, we have a company that comes at this from a slightly different angle. Nobleprog is a global player known for both IT training and consulting.
Nobleprog's real strength is that dual focus. They don't just come in, build a solution, and leave. They actually empower your own teams with the knowledge to manage things long-term. That is so key for building skills inside your own organization. And their client list is all over the map. From the UK's National Health Service to giants like Rakuten, it just shows how versatile they are.
Coming in at number 3, we're going to pivot a little bit. We're shifting from general implementation to something absolutely critical, security. And that is where Venafi shines.
What really makes Venafi stand out is their laser focus on security. They do this through their consulting group, JetStack, and they specialize in something called machine identity management. So what does that actually mean? In an Istio world, it means making sure every single communication between every single service is authenticated and secure. It's the absolute foundation of a modern, zero-trust security model.
So our fourth firm, RXM, kind of brings us from that high-level security architecture right back down to the practical, hands-on skills that your team is going to need every single day.
RXM is all about getting your hands dirty. Their whole thing is expert-led, hands-on training combined with practical, real-world consulting. These are the people you call when you don't just want your team to understand Istio in theory, you want them to be able to build it, manage it, and truly optimize it in your own environment. And rounding out our top 5 is Stackgenie. This is a firm that really aims to pull all of these different pieces together into one comprehensive end-to-end package.
Stackgenie really sells themselves as your end-to-end partner. They're focused on taking you all the way from those initial what-if conversations through the entire planning process to a fully deployed, secure, and scalable Istio setup. And their client base shows they can do this for anyone, from scrappy startups to larger, mid-sized companies. So we've met the top contenders, and as you can see, they each have their own unique strengths. This brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important step, choosing the right partner for you.
I love this quote from the source material because it just perfectly captures what's at stake here. Adopting Istio isn't just a technical decision about buying a piece of software. No, it is a strategic choice about the very foundation of your entire microservices architecture for years to come. The partner you pick is going to have a huge say in how strong that foundation is.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Do you need a deep security specialist like Venafi, a hands-on trainer to upskill your team like RXM, or an officially recognized leader like InfraCloud? The right answer is going to depend entirely on what your specific goals are. The future of your architecture, making it seamless, secure, and scalable, is right there for the taking. And choosing the right guide is your first and most important step on that journey. Thanks for joining me.